Broadcasting live from Youngville, North Carolina and Ontario, Canada, this is Got Mead Live, a weekly show where Vicky Rowe and AJ Airmans bring you the mead news, meadery info, and mead-making discussions from all over, talking with mead makers, mead owners, industry mavens, and influencers. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly podcast about mead and the people who love it and where the mead world is going. And now here are your hosts, Got Mead owner Vicky Rowe and mead and wine maker AJ Airmans.
Live from the den of the puppies of the apocalypse, Ryan's Pad in Denver, the TARDIS in Florida, and the Bunny Pen in Ottawa, Canada, it's Got Mead Live. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Yeah, Manny's back! Yay!
Yay!
And we won't have Hamish with us tonight. He's caught up in prep work for the Eltham wine show, which is next week. So he's one of the heads of the group, so he's helping to set up their competition. So he's got paperwork, lots and lots of paperwork to do.
Good for him.
Ryan is taking us down the primrose path on styles now, and we are playing with Cysers this week, and we're going to get Jason Todd Phelps in here tonight, the owner of Ancient Fire Meadery and Cidery, and he's doing a lot with Cysers. So and of course he's won like a gazillion awards and all of that. So he's pretty cool. And I think you're like, well, he's been on the show before, so I know y'all like him and everything. But he's going to come on and talk to us about Cysers, and we're just going to grill him mercilessly.
On yeast especially for me.
On yeast especially, okay. Yeah, and blending.
Blending.
That's right. Some people make mead when they want to relax. Other people, they blend.
Will it blend?
Yeah.
Will it?
Okay, so all y'all know we do this on our own time and for free because, we're just that awesome. But, it's just because we love mead. But software, hardware, storage costs money. We hope you'll consider becoming a supporting patron member. It's only $30 a year, and you get access to the Got Mead forum patron groups. On the forum itself, you get access to the Got Mead patron group on Facebook, and there's a whole bunch of other little things that come along with that. But $30 a year, I mean, shoot, that's like 5 Starbucks, no biggie. It's only 50 cents a week, and there's a lot of award-winning recipes contained within the patron areas. Sorry. If you want to listen to us live, obviously, if you already are, you know how. But you can hear us on GotMead.com on the Got Mead Live page. The player there is always playing us when we're live and playing most recent show when we're not. If you're mobile and want to catch us later, or if you're not mobile and want to catch us later, check us out on of course, the Got Mead website, as well as iTunes, SoundCloud, TuneIn, and Stitcher. Just search for Got Mead Live. We have replays going back to the beginning of the show on all those places, so you can take it all the way back to the beginning. And if you want to find us on social media, you can track us down at facebook.com/GotMead for the page, and facebook.com/groups/GotMead for our group. On Twitter, we are at GotMeadNow. If you want to send us something, go ahead and tweet us. I'm usually checking. Sometimes I'm not as fast as I like to think I am, but usually I get it. And if you want to send us questions on email, you can go to gotmead.com, put your mouse over GotMead Live, select Send Us a Question, and that'll let you send us a question. Sorry, people are like texting at me and I'm going, what? That'll let you send us a question. And of course, the phone number is 803-443-MEAD. That's 803-443-6323. Boy, I took all the air I had. So what are we drinking?
You had a lot of air.
Yeah. I have to do it.
We know that.
I am full of hot air. I have to do it all in like one big rush because I don't know. It's weird the way my breathing's working. I figured out ways to sort of workarounds a little bit. Okay, so what are we drinking? I don't know. I'm drinking Death Unicorn from Bee Nectar, and Death Unicorn is actually not a mead. It is a hard cider with black currants, and it's really good. It's tart because black currants. Session cider with black currants and the apples. Really tart and refreshing. Really nice balance between the apples and the currants, and it's got a long tart finish, and it's just kind of a little sweetness running through that. I bought 2 bottles of this, and I'm really glad I did now because I like this. I have to go back and buy more. It's pretty good.
I'm drinking Devil's Juice, also from Bee Nectar, which is a limited release. It has serrano, ghost peppers, and jalapenos in it, and smoked pineapple. It's at first I thought it was like too much heat, but now that I'm pretty much down to the end of the bottle, I wish I had a second bottle. It grew on me. It's really nice.
I'm gonna have to try that if I can get my hands on some.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, AJ?
Well, I've got another little glass of my friend Dave's Boucher. That's the one that he made with D47 and local honey. Because I couldn't be arsed to go dig around downstairs for stuff that's buried behind 3 cases of bottles. That's just how the brewing station is right now, and that's how it'll be until I get it all cleaned up.
Yeah, I hear you. What about you, Ryan?
Well, so I just racked a tart cherry Boucher that I made and a couple days ago, and so I've been testing it and doing a little bit of tweaks on a partial of the batch to kind of play with it to tweak it, dial it in. And so I was just checking my most latest tweak to see what I think of it and where I need to go from there.
So just
cool.
tasting on spec, huh?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And?
Yeah, and?
It tastes pretty good.
Just gonna leave us hanging out here.
And I like it. I like making Bouchers, and most of the time I just make them more or less like a traditional. In other words, I've only just recently started adding fruits to them, and I made one for the Acer Glen Challenge, and that turned out pretty nice. But this is actually the first time I've ever put fruit and tried to make specifically a Boucher with fruit in it. It's pretty nice. I'm not quite satisfied with it yet, but it's definitely well on its way.
That's cool. I don't know, I haven't seen too many Bouchers that had fruit either, but it sounds to me like it's got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
So I think we should go ahead and snag Jason. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Alrighty. Bring him in.
I can't wait to ask him about yeast.
Okay. Oh, he's got his new Ancient Fire logo as his sign-on picture. That's pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
How about you?
Pretty good. Welcome to Got Me Live again.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Jason.
Howdy. So looks like I was watching the chat. Looks like we're having a good time already.
Yeah, we are. We're already starting
Yes,
to
we are.
get in trouble as per usual.
Wouldn't be us if we didn't.
Well, yeah.
Something to be said for consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So how's things going at Ancient Fire? I watched with interest the logo change, and I'm really watching the embroidered clothing, and as soon as that launches, I'm more than likely going to get me one.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. I've been telling people lately I'm pretty much switching gears about every 10 minutes every day. You know, I'm on site. The construction guys have a question, and then somebody from one of the local media outlets calls, and then I'm working on writing an article, and then I'm remembering I got to drop buckets off so I can get cider, and yeah, it's all good. We're moving along quickly. Construction's happening sort of before my eyes. Hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll have a fully finished space, and then it's time for the decorating and bar building and that sort of stuff to occur, and actually get equipment to show up, because we have to seal up the floor. So I've actually not been able to really do anything in the way of ordering or acquiring equipment yet, because I have nowhere to put it.
Yeah, that does help.
It does. You know, I have a little bit of stuff in storage, but I didn't want to go crazy and drastically expand my storage empire, figuring I'd have to move it all again, just because, you know, I could get stuff delivered today and then move it somewhere else, but then I got to move it back, and it's just not what I was in for. So I'll be running things on a pretty tight schedule to see how quickly I can turn it around after the construction is done. So it's I'm doing a lot of finger crossing on how well that's going to go.
Oh, this is a nice crossover. Paul Diego is saying that he started a Bochet Cyser a few days ago and thought this would be a great overview, just in case.
That's actually what I have in my glass.
Oh, cool. Yeah, what are you drinking? Now you mention it.
I have a 2016 Cysers Bochet. So the local brew club that I'm in, one of the brew club members has been kind enough to organize a cider buy from a local farm the last couple years, and this year we're actually hosting our official November meeting at the farm on a Saturday morning. Typically we have them on Friday nights, but we're hosting it on Saturday morning at the farm while they press our cider, and we'll have food and drinks. And last year the local police showed up and hung out with us, which was interesting, because I'm sitting there with a keg of Mead on the table and thinking, boy, this probably isn't going to work that well for me, and didn't really seem to care then. I'm not sure
this could go so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to push my luck with that this year, considering I am planning on applying for a liquor license fairly soon.
Yeah.
I may want to let everybody else test the waters with that. So, but he's been nice enough to organize a cider buy, and I'm in apple country up here in New England, so we've got farms all over the place. But as we'll get to talking to tonight, different farms have different fruit, and depending on what they have, their cider is going to be more or less fit for a cider making venture. And it turns out this farm has quite a selection of heirloom fruit on their property, and they actually put together a custom blend for us that day, which was very cool. Last year they came out first thing and pulled 6 or 8 apples out of something like they said 24 distinct varieties that they were going to use in the blend. Told us a little bit about the apples, and then pressed us off some really delicious cider. And I came home with 36 gallons of it. Yeah. I'm only doing 20 from that source this year, but I got another 20 from somewhere else and probably 10 more from another. So, go bigger or don't go at all, I guess, it would be the way to look at that. So so one of the things I did was caramelize up some honey and put it together with the cider. And when I first bottled it, I had to tell you, I wasn't all that impressed with it. It was on the dry side, and if you've ever messed around with a Bochet on the dry side, it can be a little, I
don't really like them on the dry side. They tend to be burny, Mm-hmm. That's what I've noticed, is that there's a burnt note. You need sweetness to mellow it around the edges.
So, I was kind of marginally impressed with it, but I'm like, all right, fine. My basement is like a small liquor store. I have nothing to lose in leaving stuff in the basement, but it just so happens maybe like 8 months later, we pulled a bottle. We're like, wow, crap, this is actually pretty good. So we've started drinking it, and it's still drier than maybe I would have thought, but it had great flavor. The apple flavor is really good. The burnt has mellowed out. So I will accept it as maybe not what I had originally planned, but it worked out fantastically.
One quick question. everybody always talks about when they trying to make a bochet, the